All right, today we're going to work on a second day of parallel lines and transversals. Uh, we're going to continue our work with being able to identify, the pairs of angles that are created with a transversal and a set of lines, specifically of parallel lines. And we're going to work today on writing equations and solving some equations that come up with that. All right, so this is the style of question we're going to see today. All right, they tell us that lines J and K are parallel. Obviously, I think that's an L. That's my transversal. Okay, and then they show us some angle measures here. Okay, my technique for this is what we worked on. In the first section, I'm given this angle is 62 degrees. I know the lines are parallel. Therefore, I know these four angles and these four angles are the same. Okay. Now, the objective is to find the values of X and Y, and we will do that. But what I will do first is find all of the angles and then see where I'm at. So, for example, I know this angle is 62 degrees because it's given. That means that angle is 62 degrees because it's vertical. That means this angle has to be the supplement of the 62-degree angle. So that means these two got to add up to 180. And so that's 118. And then we're vertical here. So this angle is 118 degrees. Now, because the lines are parallel, these four angles and these four angles are exactly the same. So I can transpose these angles over here. Once I do that, now I'm saying, okay, how do I find the values of X and Y? Well, what I can see is obviously X is 118. That's just X. That they want to know what it is. It's 118. Now for Y, I'm going to have to write and solve an equation because they're telling me that this angle is described as 6Y minus 76. And I know the angle is 62. So I'm going to write an equation. 6Y minus 76 equals 62. I'm going to add 76 to both sides. I'm going to divide by 6. Y is 23. So X is 118. Y's got to be 23. But again, I think the simplest way to do it is to find all the angles and then figure out how am I going to find X and Y from there. Okay, let's look at another example. So again, J and K are here. M is my transversal. They're telling me they're parallel. So that means these four angles and these four angles are going to be the same. And we're going to find X and Y. But the first thing I'm going to do is find all the angle measures. So this is 61 degrees. I know this is 61 degrees because it's vertical. I know 61 and this angle together have to be 180. So that angle is 119. And then it's vertical, so that's 119. So there's my four angles. Now these four angles and these four angles are exactly the same because the lines are parallel. So I transpose these numbers over here. And now I'm ready to find my X and Y. Well, X is 119. The value of Y is going to be found by setting 3Y plus 47 equal to the angle, which is 119. Okay, subtract 47, divide by 3, and Y is 24. So if you put 24 in place of that Y, 3 times 24 plus 47, the answer is 119. That's the value of Y to make this true. Okay, this one's a bit more complicated, and we'll talk our way through this one. Okay, they're basically saying that J and K are parallel, and H and L, which are these two, they're parallel. All right, so what I have is really four different transversals. J is a transversal through these parallel lines, and K is a transversal through these parallel lines. And then this line, which we'll call H, is a transversal through J and K, and this line, which I'll call L, is a transversal through J and K. So I got a lot of stuff going on here. Okay, well, first of all, again, we're trying to find the X here and the Y here. I want to find angle measures first. Okay, so looking at this cluster, this is where I begin, right? This is 84 degrees because it's vertical to the given 84. And then this is 96 because these two are a linear pair. All right, now because J is parallel to K and this is a transversal, these four angles and these four are the same. So I could bring these over here. Actually, I did it this way to start with. Okay, so because this line H is parallel to K and this is a transversal, these four are also the same as these four. Okay, so I can transpose my numbers either direction, up and down or left and right, because everything is parallel. All right. So what that allows me to do is start to identify the angle measures and then the values or the variables I'm trying to find. Okay. So in all cases, this is the set of angle measures. Once I've established that, now you go and find the variable. So X is where the 96-degree angle is. So X is 96. To find the Y, well, the Y expression, 6Y minus 54, it's got to be equal to the angle that's there, which is 84. So 6Y minus 54 has got to equal 84. Add 54, 6Y equals 138. Divide by 6, Y is 23. So there's my Y value, 23. Okay. But my process here, hopefully yours too, find all the angle measures. Use the fact that the lines are parallel with transversals. Once you find all the angles and establish what's what, then go and solve for your X and your Y. Okay. So that's really what we're going to focus our work on today. The homework follows directly from the problems I just showed you. Okay. On a separate sheet of paper, just write out your equations and how you're solving them. Won't take much, but you need to have work to support your answers. Okay. All right. I'll let you have at it.